I'm Kenneth Bryan. I'm the Minister for Tourism and Transport in the Cayman Islands, also the Chairman of the Caribbean Tourism Organization.
And you just stepped off a stage where you've had a very, very interesting debate, which really brings us close to the end of this first day of the forum. What I'd love you to do really, Minister, is just give us a bit of a kind of key takeaways from your perspective on the day.
Well, so far I think that everybody recognizes that we got to fill those gaps that were created or more highlighted as a result of COVID pandemic over the last 2 years. And everybody's in agreement with that, private sector and government officials. The other part is that connectivity continues to be one of the major hurdles for the growth and recovery of tourism in the Caribbean. East-west connectivity, we have a lot of north to south connectivity, but in order for us to grow, reach out to emerging markets, we have to convince airlines that the connectivity is there to make it efficient for your customers. You can't expect somebody to take 4 stops to get to one destination. So connectivity is something that we're all focusing on as key stakeholders and partners, and particularly me as the chairman for the CTO is one thing that I see as a commonality, and we're going to be focusing on a lot more.
And that commonality and connectivity in the region itself seems to be a sort of a recurring theme of unity. Caribbean kind of acting in its own interest as one seems to be coming out from kind of many of the discussions today. What do you think of the real sort of challenges to kind of really kind of achieving that sort of that real sense of unity? You have it in other areas, but there's a lot of emphasis on sort of how the benefits of that could be realised by the region.
Well, that's quite it, isn't it? Everything that keeps us together, unfortunately, sometimes is finances, money. People want to know how I'm going to make money because we're technically competing. But like what Minister Bartlett has made of this amazing word, how can we compete, work together, and still make money? One factor that's come out over the discussions post-COVID is recognizing that our region is wanted by the whole world. Fastest growing region in respect to tourism. What that tells us is we don't have to be concerned about competing for the 2019 numbers. What we need to do is add another 25 to 50% on top of that, where then you can say, listen, if we work together, we can get more together. And once you can convince the people of that through proper analysis, proper economic modeling and strategy, then I think that we can convince each other that there's a common bond between parties, that we work together for our own benefit, because it all boils down to money. And that's where I think the discussion and the dialogue is boiling down to, and the analysis will come to that conclusion, including the airlines, government officials, the hotelers, the suppliers, and we're going to get there. It's just boiling it down to the stew right now.
Thank you, Minister.